Disney eyeing EA CEO Andrew Wilson to replace Bob Iger. So Bobby's gonna drop that grenade and get the F out. That's awesome. Again, he already did that to Bob Chapek. He set him up for disaster. He's like, look, we're doing. It's like when a president comes in and does all this stuff, and you're like, yeah, things are ticking along pretty well, and looks like the policies are holding up. It's like, yeah, but the policies have kind of a time limit on them. Kind of like FDR. It's like, look, I'm doing stuff for the current, okay? Like, what is to come out of these policies? That's the next guy's problem, and by God, it was. Uh, and that's kind of what Bob Iger did to Bob Chapek. He's like, look, we're doing great now. We're doing gangbusters, but we already have like a solid lineup of stuff coming up down the road, and all these people we hired that are now starting to get into the groove of their job. And well, that's a Chapek problem, not an Iger problem. Disney could hire EA CEO Andrew Wilson to take over for Bob Iger. The search for Bob Iger's replacement as CEO for the Walt Disney Company is on. While many initially thought Disney would turn to an internal candidate like Disney Entertainment co-chair Dana Wilder or Disney Parks and Experience head Josh uh, DeMauro, I think DeMauro. It seems as though the company is looking outside the Mouse House for the next big cheese. So they turned to EA, who, whatever. To identify a potential replacement for Iger, Disney enlisted the aid of hen-hunting firm Heidrick and Struggles. Struggles? Really? Heidrick and Struggles. Okay. They came back with 3 candidates, one of which was EA CEO Andrew Wilson. This was first reported by the Wall Street Journal, citing inside sources within the Walt Disney Company. While the hunt for a new Disney CEO is very early on, despite Bob Iger claiming that he'd focus on identifying a replacement when he returned to the company after ousting Bob Chapek 2 years ago, it's interesting that Disney would consider the EA CEO, given the gaming company's spotty history. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, man, is that really trading up? Or is that, I don't know if it's up, down, or lateral. It might be a complete lateral move. But the studio gained a reputation in the 2010s for gobbling up smaller studios for their IPs, forcing changes that impacted the quality of their games and then shutting them down once they failed. Which, come to think of it, does sound an awful lot like Disney. That is correct. That's from Mass Effect. I never did play Mass Effect. So, does EA own BioWare? Oh, God. Did not know that one. Guess I didn't dig deep enough. Oh wait, yes, I did know that. Okay, because it says electronic. Because in the Dragon Age, the Failguard, in all their trailers, it said Electronic Arts, and then it says BioWare, I believe. So in gaming circles, it was dubbed the Evil Empire and won Consumerist's Worst Company in America award for both 2012 and 2013. Pretty sure that dubious honor is going to go to Ubisoft moving forward. But it was also named the 5th most hated company in the United States by USA Today in 2018. EA, also known for being a studio that loves including loot boxes, microtransactions, and paid DLC into games, it's been accused of nickel and diming players and allowing those with more money to pay to play and ultimately gain advantages over others. Yeah, it's pretty crummy. Most recently, EA has made headlines with the release of Dragon Age the Veilguard, a AAA game that was in development for more than a decade and has reportedly sold somewhere around 500,000 copies with 30,000 returns. The game prioritizes ESG and DEI themes throughout and often lectures the players on social matters. I have been working on a video for that for a while. I've got like it's going to be a longer one. Not too like unbearably long, but I do have a video um, specifically focusing on all the craziness involving this game. It's it's something. But it was supposed to come out this week, but I went on vacation and ended up getting way behind. So I'm just now working on it today. And then with streaming, unfortunately, I won't be able to stream on my normal Thursday that I like to stream on. I'm going to be busy tomorrow and Friday. So I had to stream today, and I like to do it at 1, but, timing, what's that all about? Wilson is a huge proponent of DEI initiatives, speaking openly about the need for representation in gaming in a letter on EA's official website. Oh boy. Well, Wilson took the CEO position within EA in 2013. He's been with the company since May of 2000, excuse me. Before rising to the CEO role, he was executive VP, blah, 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 blah. Did a bunch of stuff. According to the Washington Journal article, Wilson interviewed to take over ESPN in 2018 and even engaged in talks with Bob Iger about selling EA to Disney. However, the negotiations ultimately fell through. Oh, darn it. Up until now, many assume that the 4 division bosses in Disney's C-suite encompass the shortlist for Iger's successors. That list includes these people: Disney Entertainment co-chairs, ESPN chairman. Why the hell would he? And then Disney Parks Experience and Products head. You mentioned a couple of those earlier. However, it seems that though the Mouse House is ready and willing to look elsewhere, the company recently announced that Morgan Stanley chairman James Gorman will become chairman of the Disney boards as of January 2nd, 2025. He recently oversaw the succession process at Morgan Stanley, and Disney named him head of its CEO succession committee. Yikes. Iger's contract is up in December 2026. Yeesh. So they're going to name somebody before that. Coming up soon. Before you know it, it's going to be December 2026. So it's not like we have to wait a long ass while. Bob Iger is not gonna is not much longer for this world, and we've repeatedly talked about Disney just making stupid decisions and just blowing millions and billions of dollars. They're doing some things right, with like finally venturing into like R-rated stuff with Deadpool and Wolverine, which is now on Disney Plus. I still got to watch it. I have not watched it yet. And then like the failures at the parks, which we're about to talk about something else at the parks. But man, the park business has just went down a lot in the last few years, and people just aren't as excited to give Disney their money and spend like just thousands and thousands of dollars, and they keep upping prices, and not by a little bit, by a lot. And it's like multiple times a year they're raising these prices. I can't afford to go. I've went 3 times, luckily, but thank God I've been able to go in my life. But my parents back in the mid 2000s were able to afford to take a family of 4 to Disney World for a week. Now, I can barely afford to take my wife and I to Disney World for a couple of days. And their solution to less people showing up is gouge them more in different areas. And like I said, the box office is turning around a little bit in certain areas, but I don't know. And then you've got questionable numbers on Disney Plus that I've told people when they're like, well, you said that, like Agatha, whatever, which I still haven't finished. They're like, well, you said it was going to bomb out, and actually, they said it was that. Every streaming service lies. Every single one. There's no way to really pinpoint it and nail it down. You have some streaming numbers that are incontrovertible, but for the most part, they can pump it up in any way. Just like when they say, Oscar nominee, whatever. Every movie, like damn near every movie, if it meets requirements, can get nominated for an Oscar. But who gives a damn? How many Oscar nominees are there per year? There's a lot. And it could be nominated for literally anything. It's not Best Picture or anything like that.